Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Shawn. Welcome back to the Inside Women's channel. It is April 23rd, 2017, which means it is the birthday of the greatest man to ever live on the face of planet Earth. He is well known on YouTube for having many of views, many of subscribers, not that many subscribers actually, many comments, many likes, well known on television, plenty of shout outs. I am of course talking about the one and only John Cena. It is his birthday today, but it's also my birthday. I'm 20 today. Funnily enough, John Cena was 20 when I was born, so that means John Cena's old ass is 40. But, you know, he's still going to be wrestling, and I'm sure John Cena's going to be still wrestling until he's 50 years old. So, you know, that's besides the point. Anyways, this video is also about the man known as John Cena. Someone who I did idolize growing up as a child. I was a humongous John Cena fan, much like all other kids who probably watch this video, and kids my age who grew up in that John Cena era. We were all kids, and then, like, we were all big John Cena fans, and then we got to that teenage years where we just started to hate John Cena, resent him. Now I'm kind of at that age where, like, I don't hate John Cena, I don't not like John Cena, but I like John Cena for the most part. I'm not a John Cena fan, but I like John Cena. I mean, I think at this point in his career, he actually puts on better matches than he put on like 10 years ago, and he's not shoved down our throats at the point that he was 10 years ago either, so I have more of a reason to like him than I have, like, you know, 3-5 years ago. But this video is being made because it's his birthday, honestly. And I need to get a video out because I haven't made a video in a few days, and I need to get something out today. So, that being said, I'm going to smack a bunch of those John Cena haters and those non-wrestling fans in the face who say that John Cena can't wrestle, because at this day and age, I think John Cena can wrestle. I think John Cena, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say John Cena is one of the greatest wrestlers of this era of all time, because I don't think he is. But when in the ring with the right person, because sometimes John Cena matches are boring, sometimes they are bad, but if he's in the ring with the right person and he's in his zone and he can carry the match too, John Cena puts on some really great matches. And he's put on some great matches in the past 3 years. So I'm going to go through it. My top 5 favorites John Cena matches. I'm going to title it probably something else, so that way I can get more views on it. While we're at it, let's do some honorable mentions, because I only did 5 matches, but I'm going to do some 3 matches that I do also think were good, but I couldn't put them in the list because I couldn't really find a place for them, or, you know, yeah. So we have John Cena versus CM Punk, February 25th, 2013. This match was determined who would face The Rock at WrestleMania 29. It was a great match. Now, I'm not one to go back and watch matches often. I'm someone who likes to watch matches live, because I know that if I don't watch the match, I might not watch it again, or if I've already seen the match, there's a good chance I'm not going to watch it again. So I'm one who likes to watch matches live. This was not a match I watched live because I kind of skipped Raw that week. I went back and watched it, and I first saw it and I was like, this match is like 40 minutes. I don't know if I can watch this. But I was able to watch it all the way through, and I was like, wow, this is really good. Did it top their other matches? Top most of them, but it didn't top one of them. One of them is going to be on its top 5 list. Another honorable mention will be The Rock versus John Cena WrestleMania 28. Now, I know they do get bad rep for the WrestleMania 29 match, of it being one of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time. But if you go back 1 year ago to when they faced WrestleMania 28, you cannot honestly say that this was a bad match. I honestly thought this match was good. This was actually my first WrestleMania that I watched live, and I got to experience John Cena versus The Rock, and I thought it was great because was I a big fan of John Cena at the time? I was a fan of John Cena at the time. I was also a fan of The Rock because, you know, I didn't grow up on The Rock, but I grew up watching Attitude Era and all that kind of stuff, so I knew who The Rock was. So, grew up on The Rock, I got to see them live, and I was like, yes, I love it. And plus, the feud they had one of the greatest feuds of this era, so I kind of had to watch that match. The final honorable mention is John Cena versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam 2013. I did not watch that match live, but I did watch it back, and it was really good. I honestly enjoyed everything about this match. Everyone thinking that John Cena is going to bury Daniel Bryan, and then he comes out the underdog, hits him with that running knee for the pin. Randy Orton cashes in, and it leads into this year-long rivalry between Daniel Bryan and the Authority. All just riveting stuff. All that I enjoy. Now we get on to the top 5 list. Top 5 John Cena matches. Number 5 is John Cena versus Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble 2015. This was the first pay-per-view I live streamed on WWE Network. And I do tend to cherish this pay-per-view a lot. One, because it was in Philadelphia. I wasn't there, but I streamed it live. 2, because it was Royal Rumble, and Royal Rumble is my all-time favorite wrestling pay-per-view. You guys had not noticed. WrestleMania 2. And 3, it featured this match, which was also, I could say, one of my greatest triple threat matches of all time. This match had everything. You had John Cena, who is, I'd say, more grounded, the brawler type, all that all-rounded kind of stuff. You had Brock Lesnar, the beast, the animal, the powerhouse. Then you had Seth Rollins, the high flyer, the technical wrestler, the architect. All those 3 movesets mashing together into one match. High flying here, lots of powerlifting, and deadlifts, and German suplexes all over the place, made for a great match. And I'm going to leave matches in the description down below so that you guys can watch them all. This is actually, like I said, one of my greatest triple threat matches, so this is going to be my number 5.
3, 2, 1. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky, little lights on.
Number 4, John Cena versus Kevin Owens at Elimination Chamber 2015. This match was great because at the time, Kevin Owens is my favorite wrestler on the entire face of wrestling industry. I watched Kevin Owens for his entire NXT career. He was my favorite NXT wrestler at the time. So when he debuted on the main roster and his first feud was against John Cena, I was like, yes. But then I knew deep down inside that John Cena has a very, do I want to say good or bad habit? I'm going to say he has a habit of beating a lot of the wrestlers who tend to debut, or beating wrestlers just in general. So I'm like, yes, he's facing John Cena's first match. That's a good way to start his career off. But then I'm like, no, because that means he's going to be beat by John Cena. But surprisingly, he beat John Cena in this match, which I think shocked everyone. Not only did he beat John Cena, but he put on the best match of the entire show. So that set the tone for a lot of people to become Kevin Owens fans. I was already a Kevin Owens fan at the time, but that made me more of a Kevin Owens fan. And that started to get me into the matter that, hey, John Cena is not that bad of a wrestler. So, that match is definitely my number 4. Move on to number 3, which happened 10 years ago today. John Cena versus Shawn Michaels, April 23rd, 2007 on Monday Night Raw. This is one of those matches I did not watch live again. Once again, I'm one for watching things live. I had to get a bad rep from a lot of people for watching things live as opposed to watching them back again. But I did go back and watch it back again because I always hear this match is greater than the WrestleMania match. And I compared the two, and I do agree. I did think this match is better than the WrestleMania match. This was pretty good. I am a big fan of Shawn Michaels. He's one of my all-time favorites. You had a lot of technicality and all types of... This is one of those matches where it doesn't have a lot of high spots. It's not a lot of high flying. If you're someone who's old school and likes mat-based core grappling, wrestling, this was the match for you. This is the one of the matches you want to watch. John Cena versus Shawn Michaels, because, you know, it's Shawn Michaels. He's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And John Cena, all in one match. So, that's why it's my number 3. Number 2, John Cena versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank 2011. You have John Cena, you have my second all-time favorite wrestler, CM Punk. I'm not one of these people who likes to chant CM Punk at every single show, hoping he's going to come back, because I already come to accept the fact CM Punk's probably not ever coming back. Good job. But this, if you ask anyone, they will probably tell you this was John Cena's all-time favorite match, all-time greatest match. And while I do agree this was one of the greatest John Cena matches that ever happened. This is not the number one. One of the reasons why it's not number one is because it's literally always number one on almost any top 5 John Cena list. So I can't just follow that trend. I just can't. And number 2, it does have a bit of a longevity to it. Yes, I know if a match is great, you can sit through it. You can sit through a 1-hour match if it's great. But the thing for me is I kind of have trouble sitting through a 1-hour match, sitting through a 50 or 40-minute match if it's not keeping my interest entirely. And I'm not saying this match is to keep my interest entirely, but I think it's that longevity of this match as opposed to the next match, the number 1 match on this list, that kind of makes it number 2. Once again, nothing against the people in the match or the match itself. It had a great storyline leading up to it. You know, CM Punk's contract expiring. Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay? He beats John Cena, walks away with the WWE Championship, and we are left to wonder, is CM Punk actually going to leave, or is he coming back? Now, despite CM Punk coming back literally the next week, which I think they should have just let it play out for about a month or 2, but, you know, he came back 7 days later, which kind of ruined it a little bit, but despite that, still a great match. But that's not my number 1. My number 1 all-time favorite John Cena match, and the greatest John Cena match of all time, in my opinion, John Cena versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam 2016. Now, I know this is going to be pretty controversial because a lot of you, some of you, no shortage of you, like to believe that John Cena versus AJ Styles at Royal Rumble 2017 was the better match. And honestly, I did not think that match was really all that good. I think there was just a lot of finishers in that match. And now, this is not to say that there weren't plenty of finishers in this match, but that match had really no shortage of AAs and phenomenal forms and Styles classes. I feel like they heavily relied on the fact that this AA could put Styles away, and it didn't. And then, you know, John Cena's 17th world title reign that lasted 2 weeks. So yeah, I couldn't put that on this list. I honestly didn't think this match was worthy of being put on this list. But John Cena versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam 2016, that was a phenomenal match, no pun intended. AJ Styles, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, in my opinion, and in many opinions. And then you have him facing John Cena for the second time. Yes, the second time in singles competition. This is their third time facing off on pay-per-view, which AJ Styles beat him at Money in the Bank, which I honestly thought their Money in the Bank match was not even good, honestly. He beat him at Money in the Bank, then he beat him at Battleground, and it's like, okay, we follow this trend where John Cena loses twice, and then he beats them at the third match. Everyone's going into this match like John Cena's going to beat him. No questions asked. But AJ Styles not only shocked the world by putting on the best match of the entire show, in my opinion, the best match of the entire year, but he beat John Cena for a third consecutive time, and I think that shocked everyone because I don't think anyone expected AJ Styles to beat John Cena 3 times in a row. Now, albeit he did lose to John Cena at the 2017 Royal Rumble, but for 5 straight months, AJ Styles got to say he beat John Cena 3 times. And after that, he was known as the face that runs the place. And I honestly was not a big AJ Styles fan before this match. But after this match, I came out of it being a big fan of AJ Styles. And to this day, I'm a big fan of AJ Styles. I cannot see myself ever skipping out on AJ Styles match because he is a phenomenal wrestler, and I honestly can recommend this match to non-wrestling fans and all fans that say that John Cena sucks. I will happily show them this match and prove them wrong. And with that being said, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching this video. Now I have to go edit this video pretty quickly. Hopefully it's not all jumbled together. But now I'm going to go edit this video, send it out, and be out of here because I'm trying to do other things for my birthday aside from, like, you know, recording videos and all that jazz. So thank y'all for watching this video. I'm going to throw out another video probably tomorrow because that is the Bates Motel season finale. I'm going to be watching, series finale. I'm going to be watching that live. Teardrop because that's one of my favorite shows and it's ending. But hopefully Alex Romero kills Norman Bates. spoiler alert. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace out.